who should go in-house and who shouldn't? Well, I think the first one, it's whether you're willing to work in an area that is not called central. The legal career could be, maybe this is a very harsh word, but it could be suffocating a lot of times because well, I think the first one, it's whether you're willing to work in an area that is not called central. Because I come across a lot of law school buddies or people who have been working in law firms. Once they get out of the comfort zone, central, they just immediately become, I don't know, maybe saddened by the fact that they're just not close to central. So if you're not willing to work in other areas of Hong Kong, yeah, maybe you should just stick to working in a law firm. Because as you know, if you work in-house, 9 times out of 10, you'll be outside of central. Okay, but all joking aside, who really should be going in-house and who shouldn't? I think the first one, it's if you're the type of person that loves dealing with paper rather than people, then maybe staying in a private practice would be the preferred route. Because a lot of times when you are in an in-house situation, you are doing a lot of hand-holding. You are dealing with a lot of people who are, say, afraid of the words terms and conditions. Once they see those 3 words, you have to jump in and help them, and kind of they know every word in that document, but they just really rely on you. Well, if you're not the type that is really good with dealing with people and explaining things, maybe translate some of these legal jargon into something that is more layman, maybe you should again stick to private practice. Because I find a lot of times where there's a switch from private practice and an in-house, that person often have difficulties in saying, well, I think they should have known these already. But you're not dealing with legal professionals, you're dealing with commercial people. So that's why sometimes if you are more of a paper person, then maybe in-house is not really the route for you. So it's a memory versus thinking. I think it's really more in a legal career, okay, not just in-house, legal career. I think thinking is more important because at the end of the day, there's a lot of, things just change it on a daily basis. Nowadays, things just change so fast, rules and regulations. So a lot of times you're thinking on your feet. So maybe you memorize a certain code or certain provision. It might not be applicable in the next day or even a month down the road. So I think it's really much more important that you adopt the logical thinking, or maybe place a little more emphasis on logical thinking than memory to succeed in a legal career. Your alternate career this is a good question. Because I actually took part in a couple of musicals, 3 actually, and 1 independent movie. And I absolutely love the performing arts side of things. Not that I think I would succeed in it, but if you ask me, one of the reasons why I jumped into that career or jumped into that, field, it's because of the legal career. Because the legal career could be, maybe this is a very harsh word, but it could be suffocating a lot of times because you might feel like you're arguing over very minute or very unimportant details. But in performing arts, for example, musicals and movies, it's suspension of disbelief, correct? So I can just kind of be away from that type of reality, and it's an escape for me. So, if you ask me in a question, alternative career, I would love to be a musical theater performer. I'd love to do that. This one, okay, should lawyers be paid on an hourly rate? To tell you the truth, because I'm actually accustomed to a lot of law firms. Every time, without fail, I would ask them to give me a quote, which includes a cap. So I really don't work on an hourly basis because, this is not a very good gauge for a customer perspective. So I think for in-house, when you're approaching a client, the best is to give, your kind of estimate as to how long this project will take, and then just give a flat rate and just say that, okay, if it goes beyond this, I'm going to be informing you that, okay, we're reaching that threshold or reaching a limit, and maybe we need to rearrange a little bit more or adjust the fee a little bit more. But as far as hourly rate is concerned, I think it's from a client perspective, it is not a really attractive or prefer way of billing. If I could choose, I think I would much rather be a judge, because I think I feel like I have the temperament for being a judge than being the Magic Circle firm equity partner, because I do feel that I have seen quite a lot of, say, maybe not crazy might not be the right word, maybe just non-compliance. And I can also understand, sometimes non-compliance might not be the way it is, because I do feel sometimes if you're on one side long enough, you kind of have some very prejudicial view on certain matters. But because, I have been in various investigations, so I kind of have that perspective as well. So, I kind of look into a situation very 360, and then I think I probably, if I were ever a judge, I can use that to analyze a situation and come up with best judgment.